What is up, guys? This is Alex from First to Figures talking about the browser snafu and what are we going to do about those that had the problems. As you guys know, we went live around about 3 p.m. according to the server, and obviously the whole point of everything was to validate your browser blind pre-order or your pre-order part of the pool, and all you had to do is just hit refresh on your button, in your browser pre-order page. On your order page, I should say, it will turn from refresh to validate now, and then you hit that button, and of course that's all you had to do. If things were really smooth, that's what would have happened. Unfortunately, there was a bit of a snafu and some browsers didn't actually work. So we're going to show you how we're going to deal with those that had those problems, and we're going to show you some quite technical stuff that we can go through. Alright guys, so let's take a look at this. This is the technical geniuses behind the scenes, Andreas and Lorenzo, coming up with basically server logs. We had over 40 servers or something like that, a large number of servers. Each one of them comes with a server log. Now the server log allows us to check exactly what happened per person in order to be able to sort out the mess. Now this is a really, really good example of someone that was successful. What can we see? The first thing is we know that the browser of Firefox worked absolutely A-OK. So what does the server logs tell us? Well, here we go. They logged in around about 3 o'clock. Well, actually, there was some beforehand, but we're not going to bother with those. We'll start from the 3. Now, at 3 o'clock, the server didn't quite go live straight away. There was Lorenzo and Andreas in the back end having to make some tweaks in order for that button to come up. So actually, you're going to find out that it comes up a little bit later. But what you can see is this guy is refreshing here. He refreshes. That guy is hitting F5 or pushing that button like a Indeed. So I'm going to skip ahead. There's no point because we know that we didn't go live until around about this time. So there's a bunch of refreshes, and there's no point in showing you all that log. It goes all the way down. Just cut that out. Refresh. Look at this. So this is 3 o'clock, 3 p.m., 33 seconds, 33 seconds, 36 seconds, 38 seconds. This is his hitting refresh. Now, all of a sudden, he gets to this point, he hits refresh, and then when he hits refresh here, what does he see? Well, he clearly sees the validate button appear right here, because if you look at the bytes of data, all of a sudden it changes. And therefore we also know, according to our server log, that they validated. So, we are taking this information and getting that validated, and we're getting the information back from our site as well. So that is what we've got there. You can see that basically 2 seconds later, we have the validation on our own website. So that's an example of, a Firefox user being very, very successful. He's now validated, and he's now in the club, in the stream, going nanny boo boo to all the guys that are on Chrome. Now let's talk about Chrome, and let's talk about someone who followed the stream. He started, as we can see, he started on Safari, and he's refreshing. You can see the times here, 24, 26, 28, 30. And around about this sort of time, we know at this point, there's a pause. And he's submitting the validation. Of course, it doesn't successfully go through. But the point is, we know that there is something that's changed, again, around about the same sort of time. And the bytes are exactly the same. Now, he's on Chrome. He's hit refresh, and he's on 44 seconds into it. And he's going, oh shit, that's not working. So he's quick to it, and he's on Safari. So he's on Safari. He goes, oh shit, not working. I'm going to try Chrome. So he goes on Chrome. He tries to hit it. Nope. Now we're in the minutes. Nope. Oh no, I'm going to go back to Safari. Look at this time now. We're now 3 minutes into it. 3:57. All of a sudden, he's looking at the comments. He or she is looking at the comments, and basically it now says, oh guys, use Internet Explorer. I can't believe it. IE works. First time it works for anything. So he quickly logs in with his Internet Explorer. Bada bing, bada boom. Hits refresh, sees it, validates there, Bob's your uncle, boom, there you go. 2 seconds later, he's, 6 seconds later, he's back in there and he's refreshing just to check to make sure he's A-okay. He's just refreshing to check. This is just him checking his own site just to make sure it's still there. And indeed. Now we're going to look at the poor guys who were on Chrome. Now we know Chrome didn't work on mobile, didn't work on the desktop, it didn't work in any way, shape, or form. So again, it doesn't matter about this part because this is all before we actually go live. We know we're going live around about the 44 sort of time. So refresh, boom, there it is. We have the bytes, exactly the same bytes as everybody else. Amazing what these server logs can figure out, right? He's on Android, he's on Chrome, and he's going, oh. And he's going, oh shit, I better refresh again. Oh no, it's still not working. Still not working. And I'm feeling this guy's going mental in the club. He's going mental on the stream. He's not happy. Everyone's going, quick, go on Firefox, quick, go on, Edge, go on Internet Explorer, log on to your Xbox. And he's going, I've only got Chrome on my phone, what am I going to do? Finally, he's with us. He hangs around with us until finally, I know that the boys fixed it around about 27. We can see that because we have it working and validating. And of course, he's just refreshing just to make sure that, he's looking at it. He's getting upset because you can see it's really, he's validated it here. He's just refreshing it just to go through everything over here. So what does that mean? Well, the fact is, the matter is, we have to now come up with a way that we look after those that were here at 0 hour and then through no fault of their own, they couldn't refresh. And they couldn't get to that validate button. They couldn't do that. So we had to look after these guys. So the way that we're going to do this is like this. We know when you tried to do it and it didn't work. And we're going to take that information and that milliseconds based on when you hit refresh, and there are, other people have different times of when they do it. And it's not an exact science, guys, unfortunately, but it's the fairest way that we can come up with, because there's going to be things that are going to affect where you are in the world, how close you are to the nearest server, how long it takes to then write to our database. All these sort of things has an effect. And we're talking about milliseconds and they can make a difference. So in the fairest way that we can come up with is we're taking about when you can see that refresh, where you've hit refresh, so we're looking at when it appeared on your screen. That's what we're looking at as the key. So this guy who is now looking at a validation code, this is the Chrome guy, and it's at 27 minutes past. All of a sudden, we're going to be pushing his numbers around about this. I need to, the boys have to go back and come up with the exact number for them, but it gives you a bit of an idea. And I want to be clear, all those that basically after 30 minutes passed, everything was fixed. So if you came and validated after 3:30, you're not affected because Chrome worked, Firefox worked, everything worked. You just turned up 30 minutes late. So what we're going to do is everybody who was affected between from 3:00 whatever it was when it went live to 3:30. So from 3 to 3:30, anybody that was there at that time, even if they didn't validate, because the point is they could have gotten so pissed off, they could have, not even validated till today or tomorrow, or just said they're going to come back and do it another time. It's going to be about when you were there and when you hit refresh. So if you hit refresh around about, this sort of time, this is where your location's going to be in the overall grand scheme of things. And we're going to totally wipe out this validation at 27 minutes past. I'm going to put you back up there. So all those guys that couldn't validate at that time, fear not. We're going to wipe the slate clean and we're going to look at exactly when it is that we believe that it appeared on your screen. And again, there will be some leeway back and forth. And unfortunately, as I said, everyone will have some, because we're talking about milliseconds. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer. Even if you arrived on our server and started giving your information earlier, we're talking nanoseconds. Someone else can arrive after you, and then they can, the physical time it takes to write the information in the fractions of the second we're talking about can also mix around with the with the point, with the exact timing. But the reality is, they're all very, very, like, if you were definitely there at the very, very beginning, you will be getting around about that sort of time, and likewise. And of course, there were a lot of people there at the same time, but it gives you an idea that we're not going to penalize or, not penalize is not the word, but, force the people to stick with those validation numbers from all the way back then. Hopefully you guys agree that that is very much the, the fairest way to deal with this problem. I would like to apologize, the IT boys as well apologize. We all apologize for the snafu, and, it shouldn't have happened. We believe the system is actually very, very robust, and moving forwards, we believe that this can be improved on. And I think this is probably the way that we're going to go. But, now's not really the time to talk about that a bit right now. Just want it to be working smoothly. But this is the way that we're going to be dealing with the Bowser snafu. And unless you have something, something that we've missed or anything like that, we believe this is the fairest way to do it. Everybody that's affected, i.e., we're going to make it clean from 3, 30, and before. Everybody's going to get 1,000 FRF reward points. You should not have had to deal with the frustration. We should have got it working from the first time. We do apologize. We hope that this is an acceptable solution to you guys. We thought really long and hard about this, guys. There's a lot of back and forth on that, and hopefully you agree that this was the best course of action. So just gonna, leave it there. FRF is love, and FRF is life. We'll see you on the next one.